Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I wanted to say hello, wish you a good week. For we are, it is a very powerful time. Venus is conjuncting with the Sun, so it is okay to have preference. She's showing us those preference we have. For in life, there is enough for every test, everything. So it's okay to prefer certain things and to have lack of preference for other things. And so very soon, right now Mars has moved into Virgo, and so the Sun is going to be catching up to Mars, and then on the 24th, Venus and Mars, our will and our desire will be aligned. And so it is a powerful time. I'm going to pull a few cards to see what maybe. So the past is happiness, the present is indulgence, and the future is rest. So it is we want to rest from our indulgence. For it's like it's okay to be indulgent, but not too indulgent, as we let go of certain things that may be agreeable to us, but for our highest good. Then we are able to find this elevation. What we're working on right now is communication. We want to anchor our communication. We want to be as truthful as possible. The more we speak the truth, the greater the flow of energy that comes to us. And what will come to us as a result is cheminement. It is the access. It is moving step by step into this elevation process. For I realize that within myself, within my life, to understand, we seek to understand God's plan. For God's plan for the universe of universes is utterly beyond our conception or idea right now. But we want to find out what God's plan for us is. In essence, this is really very important. And so the more I investigate, I realize that God's idea is somewhat different sometimes than my own individual mortal consciousness or individualized consciousness. For as individual consciousness, we seek that which is agreeable, which we like, which is agreeable, when God is always on that which is good or that which is right. And so sometimes there are certain things that are agreeable to us that are not for the highest good. Sometimes we use product that is not for the highest good of our physical body, that are agreeable to us. So sometimes we have to let go of certain things that are agreeable to align our will with because God has the highest will and the highest wisdom that to offer. So we want to seek freedom. We want to seek self-empowerment rather than pleasure. Sometimes we have to let go of certain pleasure because everybody is trying to do what is they believe to be the highest good. Even the most cruel people, the most perverse people, the most ignorant people in the world, whatever they're doing, they believe it is the highest good, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing it, or they know, or they are trapped within a cycle. So everybody believes they're doing what's right, but within their consciousness, yet there is this idea of the golden rule: do no harm. And as long as you do no harm, there is no prejudice to anybody else. You should be free to experience life as you wish. It is very important not to fall into the drama and the doomsday of what is presented on TV. There is this propaganda in the media as like those catastrophes, and they feed that and they cultivate that, and of course it assists in creating those dramas. So it's about staying on a higher frequency, on the higher octave, to stay balanced, neutral, enthusiastic, positive, and all kinds of magic will become possible. What we want is to liberate ourselves, to fight, to ask for freedom, and not to expect we can expect assistance from the world and from the galactics and from our guides, but it is not they are not here to interfere, for we have the power of God within ourselves, and so it is really to our source we should turn, to our true self, and ask for more joy, more freedom, more creativity, to be more in the presence, for the presence is joy, freedom, and creativity. Also understand, no one can replace you within this divine plan. We are all part of a puzzle, and we are all complementary. So you want to be in your full power, and then you will be able to, as we move into this full state of full consciousness, full empowerment, we'll be able to fulfill our highest mission, and we'll see how we fit within the global puzzle and the divine plans. For the divine feminine is also very important, because she holds the key of birth and rebirth. It's always been this process. So we want to integrate this ability of receiving, of nurturing, of divine feminine, yet we blended it with the divine masculine. The lion gate is still open. It will remain open. Every portal, but from now on, will remain open in preparation to the next wave of energy, to bring it to the next step, the next phase. I'm going to pull a few cards for the chakras to investigate what may be reflecting from our chakra systems, our energetic systems that are not known by contemporary science, that are energy centers that are aligned on the vertical axis. And but we're going to be moving forward. All the old parameters of the materialistic science will very soon be dismissed by new science that will be proven, and that will cancel out all kinds of old beliefs. For at the roots we have forgiveness. In our earth chakra, the navel, we have man, woman. We are balancing out those energies of masculine and feminine. On our power center, we have the Father. We are shining the light of God. On our hearts, we have love. We have the love life. We are able to cultivate romance and love. What we communicate is fear, for we have to address our fear. Whatever makes you afraid is what you have to face. Just go for it, whatever it is. Love your fear if you can. Whatever light you can bring into your fear will leave you with new empowerment, and you will be able to find a transport. What we see before us in our third eye is a community life. It's about this global community, a global vision of peace and harmony for all. And what crowns us is the Amerandian. It is the power of the circle. It is the power of integration of this natural world. What's anchored within the earth, in our earth star, is the healer. So it's about continuing this healing. But in our soul star, which we share with our higher self, we have persecution and inquisition. We have to let go of this idea that anybody has any power over us except ourselves. It is all this is all coming to us to lead us to our self-empowerment, where we'll be completely free of all those old ideas. For in the past, those who speak the truth were trying to bring about a higher truth were persecuted. And so we all have those memories of those lifetimes where we tried to bring the truth, but we were persecuted for it. But this time it's very different. And once we address that, we will find Asia, we will find the Samadhi, the state of serenity and lucidity in all circumstances. We'll be able to transcend, to send light to all those illusion and the fear, to bring light into the illusion, bring light into the darkness. And so there will be no persecution. We're gonna achieve that point of freedom. I wanted to say that I was watching a documentary on a European channel called Arte, it's a French-German channel, and I feel like there is a deep cover-up from the deep state, that the extraterrestrials do not exist, and there is a plethora of materialist atheist scientists that are looking for bacterial life on distant planet, believing that, or making human believe, or maybe they just do not know, I don't know, maybe they've been paid to propaganda, to say this, to promote this lie of isolation. That humanity is the highest, most evolved planet, the first planet that's ever been, and if we're gonna find life, it's gonna be primitive, like dinosaurs, or even bacterial, like there cannot be any more intelligent planets, civilization out there. So, but in a sense, all governments have been contacted by the Federation, by higher beings of higher intelligence, that sometimes the agenda of global peace and ecological restoration is conflicting with the local agenda of power over our population, so that's why it's taking a bit longer. In the 1950s, there was this equation by this man named Drake, who made this equation. Because they were envisioning this when they captured the first extraterrestrial ship, Roswell, and so on, which are still cover up, but it will soon come into the light as well. Those discoveries will be eventually known by the public. And this person Drake made an equation that comes like n. They're looking for a number, and the number is how many stars in the galaxy, how many stars may have planet, how many stars that have planet may have planet where life can be supported, how many stars that have planet where life can be supported can have intelligent life. Life is always intelligent. And how many of those have civilization? How many of those civilizations are willing to communicate with us? Well, I should add one more that's not in the equation, is how many are able to come to us because we're not able to come to them. And this number is about over 100,000 in the galaxy, for there are billions of civilizations within the Milky Way. But there are only about 100, a little bit more, over 100,000 that are ascended into the light, joined the Federation, and so there are 100,000 civilizations that are actually looking into the Earth, what's going on the Earth right now, because the Earth is quite key in the evolution of the whole galaxy. And so the main speakers will be the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans. For the Andromedans are intergalactic, but the Pegasians, the Antarians, the Cassiopeians. The Cassiopeians may not be. Well, they may come back as well. For they were the Greek gods of mythology, were from the Cassiopeian systems. The Lyrians, like the Egyptian gods. But they are not God, they are higher intelligence of extraterrestrials. So this number, the Drake equation, is about a little bit over 100,000. I also wanted to say that they were talking about space travel and colonizing other civilization, and but I have this project, maybe when God willing, God say, well, when the time comes, you will see, you will know. And so I'm going to be working with a different extraterrestrial group to put together a space vehicle that will be very different than what they have, because it's very courageous to go into space with those primitive technologies they have. As soon as you leave the protective aura of the Earth, you are bombarded with all kinds of radioactivity and micrometeorites and all kinds of things that are really, really dangerous for the physical body. So it's like it would be much I think there is certain invention that could be made to assist in the space exploration. But first we have to stop the agenda of war. Until we're still like playing those war games, we are not qualified to be contacted by the Federation or being given access to higher dimension and other places in the universe. But the first thing that we need to work on is a self-generative energy system that can regenerate itself. Because when you go in space, you cannot like go back to fuel, to put more fuel and go back. So we have to find an energy matrix that is self-regenerative. Then we need to control an energy matrix that can shield the occupants of the vessel, so they're not bombarded with all those cosmic energy frequency, the mastery of electromagnetic field. Then we need to master anti-gravity, just as much to create artificial gravity within the ship and to escape the pull of the planet. Anti-gravity is not it is not that difficult to understand that, and some scientists, I'm sure, already have some understanding about that, and it will soon come about. Then, of course, there is propulsion systems. There's all kinds of propulsion systems. It can be like through elastic propulsion, which is probably or it can be through creating artificial wormholes, black holes, and to propel themselves. Those will come. Then we need, of course, replicators. Once we're in space, we don't carry everything, the food, the water we need. We're going to replicate it. Replicators are like a bit like 3D printers, but far more advanced, where we can replicate anything we need when we need it. So when we need something in space, we can just replicate it as when we need. If we no longer need it, we throw it back into the void. And then, of course, scanners, sensors, navigation system, communication system. For it is quite sophisticated. Space technology is not. But I'm really interested in working in the next generation of space technologies. As a final words, I wanted to say that to speak about Kalpa are cosmic ages. Maybe I'll talk. This is called about ascension. It's about the ego becoming soul, becoming spirit. So the more we rise, the more real we become. And this is a painting that, to me, represents symbolically reality. For the reality, that which is truth, can never be explained, can never be, no symbol, no language, no explanation will ever satisfy the realization of truth, because the truth is God, and God is infinite, and all that is can never be expressed. Yet this is a model, a symbolic model that represents paradise, the central universe, the seven super universe of time and space, and the three of the four level of transcendental universe of the future. So this is a permanent model. It has always been like this. It will always be like this. So it is a reliable model. The seven families of spirit being, the administration, the paradise society that and universal celestial intelligence that rule over the universe. Understanding the Milky Way is at the heart of the seventh super universe, and it encloses 1 trillion inhabited world, almost very soon, not quite yet, but about 1 trillion inhabited world. And so there is I'm not talking about the celestial world that are created. So it is quite vast. There is much, and everything is organized on concentric circles. Yet science does not know that because the center is invisible, and it would take a lot longer to realize what real time is. For a kalpa, in Hindu religion, they call it a kalpa. A kalpa is a day of Brahma, the god, the creator god. And this kalpa is called it's 4,320,000,000 years in about. It's divided in 4 sections, and so we start with a golden age, and we go silver age, a bronze age, and the age of iron. The Iron Age is the most difficult. The Kali Yuga is what we've been through now, and we're moving towards a new start, a new beginning in a new golden age. They called it the Krita Yuga. And so, but in essence, they will reveal that the true cosmic experience would come to one with 63 zeros of years. So it is very, very vast. The universe is a lot older than what we believe it is, and it's been going on. Life has been going on in the universe for far longer than contemporary science may reveal yet or know yet. I'm just sharing my thoughts and ideas. I'm sure in times we will come to see what can be confirmed by revelation or by realization. I'm going to put one more card. I'm going to finish with this song. It's a very difficult song to sing, but Spirit is insisting all night. This song went back through my head. It's a song called the Anthem of the Big Wheel. It's from an album of the Massive Attack in 1992, 1993, 1994. I was living in South Beach, Miami, and my roommate Jose, say hello, Cuban. He really loved Massive Attack, so he made me discover that. And so, but I've been listening to this album for over 25 years. I'm still not tired of it. It's still very, very powerful. It's great music, so I'm not going to sing it with music, but Spirit wanted me to sing this song. It's the last song of the album. It's about the big wheel, the wheel of life. And so it goes like this. Big wheel keeps on turning on a simple line, day by day. The earth spins on its axis. One man struggles while another relaxes. There's a hole in my soul like a cavity. Seems that the world is out to gather just by gravity. The wheel keeps turning, the sky's rearranging. Look, my son, the weather is changing. I'd like to feel that you could be free. Look up at the blue sky beneath the trees. Sometime again you turn green and the sea turns red. My son, I say, the power of reflection all over my head. Big wheel keeps on turning on a simple line, day by day. The earth spins on its axis. One man struggles while another relaxes. We sung about the sun and danced among the trees, and we listened to the whisper of the city on the breeze, while we cry in the most in a lead-free zone, down within the shadows where the factories drone. On the surface of the wheel they built another town, and so the green comes tumbling down. Yes, close your eyes and hold me tight, and I saw you sunset sometime again. Big wheel keeps on turning on a simple line, day by day. The earth spins on its axis. One man struggles while another relaxes. As a child solemn pray, my hope hides in disguise, while satellites and cameras watch from the skies. An acid drop of rain, recycled from the sea, it washed away my shadow, burned a hole in me. And all the king's men cannot put him back again. but the ghetto sun will nurture life and mend the soul sometime again. The big wheel keeps on turning on a simple line, day by day. The earth spins on its axis. One man struggles while another relaxes. Well, I thank you for staying till the end. It's not a difficult song, but Spirit insisted that sometimes I have to launch myself into things that I'm not really sure. It's part of the faith and the trust. You got to do things sometimes to overcome whatever you feel like I'm afraid of doing that. Just jump into it and do it. And if you fail, you'll learn something from it. So I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I wish you a wonderful week. This should be a powerful time. And the card of the day is the Page of Raphael, once again. Gentle, loving, dreaming, sincere. The situation is giving rise to new emotion, new relation or invitation to an event. Your intuition is telling you much. She's here on the beach with our sandcastle, and it's very much about listening to your intuition and saying yes to whatever invitation life is inviting you. Go for it. You might meet some people. And thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bless you. Namaste.